Your attention can cost you. I said this a few days ago, I'm glad to say it again. Your attention can cost you, or the lack of it. I was reflecting on the conversation, and deep dialogue that I was having. And I found myself wondering if it went deeper than the person I was intending to have a conversation, deeper than the person who was having a conversation with me intended. One time for myself, the center for the ancestors, and honor them allowing us to get here, because we couldn't be here without them, and one for y'all collective. Yeah, I was wondering if, who I was having a conversation with really intended for it to go in depth and get as intense as it did, pertaining to the things that we was having dialogue about, getting to be at oneness with each other about. But it got to the point where I found myself having to say, based on the things that I was being asked concerning what type of systems, what type of modalities, what type of practices I exercise in my life. And I had to just simply say that some of us just the children of divine source itself. Some of us just the children of Most High. We don't have to do any extra shit to connect with source, to connect with nature, to connect with life. It's something that we came here with. It's in us, it's not on us. And that's important. It's very important, because I find myself having dialogue with a lot of people that don't ran to people, or went and seen people, or had work done by people who really don't mean them no good. That's not telling them the truth. And some of us ain't got no business going to see no type of practitioners, no way, because based on our DNA blueprints, some of us is just children of source spirit itself. We don't have to do no extra work. You ain't got to do nothing extra when you're a child of the Most High, and that's your connection. But only your relationship, if you have one with spirit, will let you know that. Everybody ain't, gotta go through these systems that's out there. So y'all better know what y'all getting yourself attached to, and know who you going to see for y'all, who be going to see practitioners and people to do work and things for you. You better make sure them people doing what you ask them to do, and ain't doing work on you, ain't holding you down, because it be happening. I don't know who that's to, and I don't know who that's for, but I'm led to say that, because life is like chess, and in order to catch a queen, to capture a queen, in order to capture a queen, you gotta know how to push pawns. Your attention can cost you, or the lack of it. Energy go wherever our attention is attached, whatever our attention is attached upon, there our energy goes. So we're gonna have to be aware. Is there any uncomfortable but much needed conversation that needs to take place, that you've been avoiding, that you've been putting off to the side, instead of giving attention to? Is there any uncomfortable conversation that needs to take place? Do you have the correct, do you have the inner wisdom to find the correct approach, to take the steps that you need to take? Do you have the inner wisdom to find the correct words that need to be said? Do you have the inner wisdom to know the correct actions that you need to make? If so, do it. Don't waste another moment. Because that's probably the area, it's probably the space that may be the person where you can find the most growth concerning the thing that you don't want to do the most, but you know you need to do. I don't know who I'm talking to, and I don't know who I'm talking for, but I do know that when it ain't no place to grow, you can't be afraid to go. That's the #1 underlying cause for us staying in toxic shit. I done said it before, I'm saying it again. And your attention can cost you if you don't know what to give it to. Stillness in abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness in abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness in abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. I'm just riding with the flow, so wherever we go, y'all just bear with me. You hear me? I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I hope this message finds everybody in the truest, authentic version of your beautiful radiant self. Because no one can be in a space for you but you, feeling good for no reason at all. What you give your attention to. I know it sounds like I pick and poke sometimes, you know, but I rip myself apart daily. And in order to ascend, in order to grow, in order to mature, in order to endure, we're gonna have to rip ourselves apart daily. So you won't be an object of the pick and poke. Make your attention list. Make you an attention list. Well, you may say, what is an attention list? Well, your attention list will consist of what you need to give your attention to. First, you need to know what you have been giving your attention to, so you have something to contrast against. But your attention list will consist of what you have been giving your attention to, what you give your attention to, who you give your attention to, and when you give your attention to it. And I am listening to myself, so I might have said one of them 4 twice. But I'm saying that to say, anytime you're in a place that's stifling your growth, your thoughts, and your ability to create, that's bondage. And anytime you find yourself in bondage, feeling like a prisoner, then it also signifies and creates a need to be free. Now, bondage don't have to be physically. Bondage can be mentally. Bondage can be emotionally. Bondage can be dis-ease or sickness. Bondage has many different shapes and forms. The reason why I point that out, because everything started in the house. And everything that started in the house wasn't seeded with a good, or wasn't rooted with a good seed. I mean, it was rooted with a bad seed, but everything that started in our houses wasn't rooted with a good seed. We come from some real dysfunctional generations. And spiritually, my ancestors could be petty. That's why I tell people don't bother me, because my ancestors don't play. They could be real petty about the smallest things. So we got to know what we be doing when it comes to other people and who other people may be that we may not be aware of. But everything started in the household, so that's where we're going to have to deal with it at first. And just a reminder for us to be mindful that we're still not carrying dysfunction dysfunction, dis-ease, toxicity, because we saw it. We can't be rebuilding in our house the negatives that we saw. And according to the negatives that we may or may not have saw in our house, it gave us a blueprint to know what we want to build our house up for. And I'm using house as a metaphor, but I'm talking about the physical person, and I'm talking about our environment. It's a double entendre. Make sure we carry in our house only the things that's beneficial according to the house that we was brought up in. We know what needs to go. And the reason why I point that out, because most still don't want to look at what they already know, what need to go. Most ain't ready to look at what's still, or most ain't ready to look at what's ready, what they know already need to go. If you go in your refrigerator and anything that you have purchased has reached its expiration date, you usually see a little label, you know. And before you even get it to your house in your refrigerator, and you're looking at items in the store, it usually have a sell by date. Sell by this time, and then use by this time, to let you know the goodness and the freshness of the item that you're buying. When the use by date lets you know that it's past due, that means it's time to get rid of it. Anytime something passed due and expired, that means something need to be paid if it's a bill, or something need to be thrown in the trash. So if you ain't get it the first time, I repeated it again. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Because if everybody chose, we need to definitely know who called them. You hear me? If everybody chose, we need to definitely know who called them. And if you're not the one, how will you know the difference? My name is Sabu. Thanks for the like, share, subscribe, unlikes, unsubscribe. Do something, make yourself known. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the questions. If you have one, ask it. I will do my best to answer it. So forth and so on. I love y'all for rocking with me, family. Keep it going.